Today on Delta Safari, we say goodbye to a legend of the Delta with a second line parade. Then to lighten things, I got a great recipe for you. Let's head to the Delta. Hey Delta, what is a second line?
A second line is a parade usually to honor someone who has just passed away. The main line, or first line, is the front section of the parade, in other words the folks with the permit and a brass band. The second line consists of people who follow the band. Now look here, they can be friends and family, or just folks who jump in, all willy-nilly to enjoy the music and free-form dance adorned with parasols and handkerchiefs. It is the very embodiment of celebration of life.
On September 1st, the Delta lost her favorite son. Born in Pascagoula, Mississippi, Jimmy Buffett grew up on the Mobile Delta and Mobile Bay. And on September 10th, the residents of what he called the Redneck Riviera took to the streets of downtown Mobile for a uniquely Gulf Coast tradition, a second line. My co-host on Sip and Chew with Mike and Stu, Mike Bailey, knew Jimmy and his entire family, and he shares with us some thoughts and some memories of his friend.
Jimmy Buffett is special to us along the coast here, especially in Mobile. Him growing up here and going to McGill, and it wasn't Tulin yet. Hey, I think they ought to name that street between McGill and Tulin. They ought to name that after Jimmy Buffett. But there's a lot that Mobile could do to honor Jimmy Buffett. It's not many people who become very iconic around the world. And a lot of his songs refer to food and drink. And you got a few that come to mind. In honor of him, yesterday I went and had a cheeseburger with Heinz 57.
There you go.
And French fried potatoes and a cold draft beer. But what I love about what Jimmy did was he patented, he trademarked everything that was connected to his songs, so that he had full control over everything, and became a billionaire from it. But he was a great businessman, but he had fun doing it. And, but still our hearts go out to the Buffett family and his sister, over at Lulu's over in Gulf Shores. But, the thing about Jimmy, he was, for the longest time, especially when his parents were still alive, you could find him anywhere around, like Thanksgiving and holidays. Mm-hmm. He'd come home, and There used to be a record store called Turtles Records. He was in there one day and he was signing autographs, and then he just might pop in a bar somewhere and start ask if he would ask if he could play, and he'd get up on stage and play
instead of assuming that
he did get turned away. One place I know there was a like a battle of the bands going on that one of the radio stations put on, and they were competing at a bar over on O'Shea Road.
Okay.
And he walked in and asked if he played, and they told him nope. So he went down the road to another bar. They let him play down there. But you never know. And I used to call on Judge Ward Beams, and I used to call on Lucy too, especially when she was on Fish River, when Lulu was on Fish River. He could just pop in anytime, and he's so approachable, and only one other person I knew like that was Kenny Stabler. My deal was with Kenny Stabler, and my first experience ever with both of them was the Jimmy Buffett fundraiser for the Hurricane Frederick victims. Because Mobile was just like wiped out back then, and so he came to his hometown. He did the show. I met Kenny Stabler, which later on he ended up marrying a girl I went to high school with, and they were good friends. They're both like outlaws,
Jimmy's thumbprint on the culture along the Gulf Coast is indelible. I think each of us that grew up on this delta has that lovable beach bum living inside of us. I'd like to share these lyrics from my favorite Jimmy Buffett song, He Went to Paris. Now he lives in the islands, fishes the pylons, and drinks his green label each day. He's writing his memoirs and losing his hearing, but he don't care what most people say. Through 86 years of perpetual motion, if he likes you, he'll smile, then he'll say, Jimmy, some of it's magic, some of it's tragic, but I had a good life all the way. Today, and I'm going to do a little pizza that I call the 3 a.m. The reason I call it that is it has everything on it that you crave when you come in at 3 a.m. after a night on the town. And we're going to start with the sauce, and this is where you can tell this is not your normal pizza. It is a mayonnaise-based sauce. So I'm going to put my mayonnaise in. I'm going to go with a little bit of mustard. Okay? A little bit, just a touch of a barbecue sauce. And I'm really putting that in there for just a touch of sweetness and a little bit of smokiness. And then I'm going to add some horseradish. See, this is all hangover type food. So this will get you through the night. Your choice of hot sauces. I like Tabasco. Some people like Crystal. Some people like both. I'm not going to judge you. We're just going to do a quick little whisk of this. And I call this sauce Vittle sauce, and I will use it for a lot of different things. I'll garnish tacos with it, or just about anything that, I think needs a little punch of fat at the end. And then I'm going to do it on the grill, but you can do this pizza in the oven, or any way you like doing pizzas. I'm going to take the little individual side, because they fit on this little grill better. I'm going to take some of my sauce. Just give it a generous little slathering here. Now this cheese mix I'm going with, here's another thing. This is not your normal pizza cheese. This is a combination of Monterey Jack, sharp cheddar, and Philadelphia cream cheese. Okay, the next little thing is I'm going with a great local product here from Hall's Sausage. It's their Red Hots. and you can get them at Piggly Wiggly all over the area. Rouse's has them, I believe, as well. It's made right here in Chickasaw, Alabama, right here in Mobile County, and it's really hard for me to think of using anything other than Hall sausage. So what I've done is I've taken my Red Hots and I've cut them so that they look like pepperoni slices. And just however you like your pepperoni on your pizza, put that much of this Red Hot sauce. Okay, I got 2 more little ingredients here. These are some onions that I charred on the grill earlier. You can use raw onions if that's what you've got. I mean, it's 3 in the morning. Who has a grill set up? And then I'm going to throw on a couple of pickles. Yep, like I said, everything you crave at 3 a.m. I'm going to put it on the grill. Oh, look. There just happens to be one ready to go. Okay. Now I'm going to finish it, now that it has come off, with a little bit of this T. Roy's Swamp Shake, another great local ingredient. And it's just kind of a little herb and a little salty thing on top of it. And then I'll give it a little slice here. And you know, my co-host Mike Bailey is one of the foremost wine experts in the Gulf South. Now, he is going to have to match a wine with this. So, Mike, what do you think?
I don't have thumbs or nothing, and it's hard for me to do it. I can't. I tried to use my tail, but it didn't work, and I got kind of sidetracked. And you don't want to know the details. Will you just click for me, would you?